What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So this video was suggested by someone on my TikTok. They asked me to do a like beach day like illustration with palm trees, so this is what we're gonna get to doing. And I'm just priming my face, and while like my face kind of like sets with the primer, I'm adding this like hand palette to the back of my hand. I love using these because it makes it so much easier to remove it. Like I basically put the product on the back of my hand, and normally I would just put it on my bare hand, but then it would end up getting everywhere. So I like that I can just like literally remove this and not have much product on my hand. And for my brows, I decided to do a purple brow. I'm going for like a pinkish like sunset, so I feel like that would balance it a little bit better. And after I do that, I'm going to carve like around my brow because I'm going to go ahead and do my like forehead illustration first, and then do my eye makeup and stuff based on like what colors I do. But yeah, I just use like this like color fix from Mesmerized Beauty, and I think it's either nude 1 or nude 2. It'll be in the description box. I'm actually putting my details in my description box, so you know, love to see it because I used to do it all the time, and then I like would just like get so focused on just posting and not even caring about like, you know, talking about the products I use. So like we're trying to move forward. We're trying to be like serious about this. And then I'm just taking this painted from Thread Beauty, and this is in the shade Cobalt Blues, and I basically am doing that shade for the water. And then for the sky, I'm using the Play Pigment from Deb Cosmetics. I cannot remember which one it is, but yeah, it's just this hot pink one because I want the sun to be, or the sunset to be pink, just to like do something different and not do a blue sky, because I feel like I'm always doing blue skies whenever I do like these forehead illustration looks. So in any way I can like differentiate like this look from other illustrations, that's what I try to do. And yeah, I'm using the brunette palette from Deb Cosmetics. I got this when I did like a mystery like box from them, and I've never even seen this on their website, so this is probably a product that they, you know, released like years ago, and like they really were just trying to get like rid of the stock, because I mean the shades aren't normally shades I would go for, just because I feel like I would need a little bit, like I would need a couple more darker shades when it comes to that palette, because I have a darker skin tone, and some of those shades probably would not show up for me unless like I put like a primer down and like layer. And now I'm going in with the Made by Mitchell Eye Cloud and Blew Your Mind, I think that's what it's called, but I don't even think he has these like on the like website or anything anymore. But yeah, I just use that to add some dimension. So basically me doing the background first, I try to add like dimension to make everything like pop a little bit more, make it look a little bit more realistic. Like it's not going to be a realistic drawing, it's more illustrative, but I want to like add that value, so that's what I'm doing. And I added like this like pigment from JelliWink Cosmetics. I love using their neon pigments or like the other pigments to basically like act as like, you know, setting powders for my products. And I went ahead and just sprayed my face just to make sure that that background layer kind of stays in the background, and try to stop it from like mixing in with the other colors I'm gonna do. But I'm using the color fix from Mesmerized Beauty. I love these so much. I have so many different shades of them, and I feel like they're so versatile. Like I've used them for my brows, I've used them for lip combos, I've used it to do like wing liner, like my brows, literally so many different things. And that's why like I love them so much. But I know it's hard for you to see, but like I don't be having my contacts in half the time I do these makeup looks, so I need to like look in the mirror to make sure I'm like actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing, because the view like in the mirror in front of me like by my camera versus the mirror that's like right beside me like on my like makeup table thing, like those are two different views. And once again, I told y'all that like they asked for palm trees, so that's what we're doing. So whenever I'm doing these forehead illustrations, I will start with whatever is going to be my main subject and then just build up like my scene around it. So that's why I went ahead and did the people in the water first, so that way I have enough room, because sometimes when you're doing this, like it's hard to like do the right proportion or like scale it correctly, because like this is different than me drawing it on paper. I have a smaller area to work with, and I really have to be intentional with the size of everything, that way like it doesn't look crazy or like look off. And I decided to add something to like the little sand, so I'm doing the initials of the couple. I just came up with some random letters, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I was just doing that. And then I wanted to make it look more like they were like in the water, so that's why I added like the little like darker blue, and I'm adding the lighter blue just to create that dimension to it. Like whenever I do like my makeup looks and stuff, I do try to like do a base color, a shadow, and then like a highlight color, which will be lighter than like the base color. But sometimes like I don't have enough room or space to do that. But yeah, I layer and layer until I feel like the colors like look correct and like it looks how I want it to look. These these makeup looks with these illustrations, I'm not gonna lie to you, they take a little second to do. Like, I wish they were like fast, but it's really me drawing on my face. So like, I'm literally painting, so it's gonna take a little second, but I don't mind it because like, I just love like creating stuff like this. Like, it's basically me combining my art, like my like physical art, with like my makeup love. So yeah, I absolutely love it, and I want to like make things like pop a little bit more. So I decided to just add like some shimmers and stuff just to be like, you know, extra and dramatic, because y'all know I love to be dramatic. When it comes to my makeup looks, I just be doing the most just because why not? Like, literally, why not? So I'm adding like these like loose pigments from JelliWink Cosmetics. I use like a shimmer from the Mesmerized Beauty Lightwork volume, I think it's 4, it's either 4 or 6, but yeah, I'm basically just making sure that everything has a little sparkly touch to it. And then I'm adding like this like little like chameleon pigment from JelliWink to like the sky area. And then now I'm taking these like liquid liner, and this is not like the felt tip liner, this is the one that's kind of like a brush. And I love like liners like this because I feel like they're a little bit easier for me to personally work with. And I basically use that liner to outline everything just so it pops a little bit more. I love to like add like the like line work and then the highlights with the white liner just to make things like pop, you know. Like, this is my illustration style just transferred to like my makeup. And now I'm going to go ahead and like get started on my eye. So basically I'm taking this Milk Makeup like concealer. This is not my favorite concealer, I don't know, like the applicator is not my favorite applicator, and I just feel like the product in itself, like maybe it's the wrong shade. I know I did get a different shade, but this is just isn't my like go-to concealer, but you know, she's okay. And I had to apply another one because I had so much product on the other one, so that's why I'm applying another hand palette. And then I'm going in with this eyeshadow base, and I'm basically just trying to like cover up majority of my eye, and then I'm going to blend it up towards where I had that concealer from cleaning up underneath my brow. But I try to make sure that I like add enough that way it's pigmented and it's even on both eyes. And then I like to set my eyeshadow base with translucent powder. This is the She's Alive translucent powder from Melt Cosmetics. This was released about a year or almost a year ago when they dropped their Universal Monsters collab, and this was like the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein. And then now I'm using this Morphe palette that they dropped like not too long ago, and I actually really like this palette. Like, it's pretty pigmented. I've never had a Morphe palette before, so you know, I wanted to kind of see what the hype was because people was posting them videos and stuff, and I was like, those are actually cute palettes. And yeah, this is like a palette that I've used so much, that's why it was in like my makeup favorites, or it's probably gonna be my makeup favorites for July, but you know, just stay tuned or whatever. But yeah, I just want to do something kind of basic, like not do too much. Whenever I do these like makeup illustrations on my forehead, I tend to like not do too much with the eyeshadow, just because like I spent so much time like on my forehead that it's like I don't want to spend 10 years just doing my eyeshadow. Like, let's just do something simple, get it done, and then move on to my base. And I just use like this color fix, this light pink color fix from Mesmerized Beauty. I believe this is in the shade Bunny, and I just used that like to basically cut my crease like as a base. And now I'm using some of those shadows from that same Morphe palette to basically like layer on top to kind of set it, but also just like make it more like vibrant of a color. And I use like that lighter pink shade, and then I use that darker pink shade, and then now I'm using that brown to basically like blend out like where the end of the cut crease is to the rest of my eyeshadow. And I go slightly above the cut crease too. You just have to be careful not to mess it up. I'm taking that same eyeliner I used earlier to line like the details on my illustration, and I'm lining my top line. I love doing this with my like top lash line because I feel like it makes it easier when I apply my lashes to blend in. That way, like, it doesn't like look like my eyelash is like stuck in a weird place. I don't know, it's something that I've been doing for over a year now, and it just helps a lot. And I'm going to go ahead and add my mascara to my top lashes, and I'm just using a bigger mascara wand, like a volumizing one, because I feel like that works better on my top lashes. And I was trying out this Milk Makeup Hydro Grip like tint, and I feel like I have mixed feelings about it. I need to like use it more, but like, I don't know, I feel like the color is probably just off. And yeah, but it's not my favorite thing, but I know a lot of people were having like mixed feelings about it, but I will eventually try it again and see if I like it more. But yeah, I don't know, I just feel like when it comes to certain brands, like some brands, like they excel in certain areas. Like, I feel like Milk Makeup, they have like amazing like primers and setting sprays and stuff. I love them. Like, I literally like restock all the time on their primers and their sprays. But I feel like the tint, I don't know, I'm really not a tint girly. Like, I love a full like foundation, but I was like, this could be cool because like whenever I'm doing like running errands and I want to put on some makeup, or if I'm going to work and I just want something simple, like this would be something that I would use. But I don't know, it just needs to be tested a little bit more, and then maybe I'll give my final decision. But right now, it's not something that I would rebuy, and it's not something that I normally gravitate to unless like I've been using up all my other foundations and I just want to like be fair and try some other stuff. And I'm taking this Milk Makeup bronzer. It's so crazy because I thought the bronzer was gonna be bigger than this. This shit is small as fuck, but I feel like it will like last a decent amount of time. I usually don't use like, well, I do use cream bronzers. That was a lie. I use cream bronzers all the time, but I usually don't use sticks. Like, there's only like 1 or 2 sticks that I normally use, but usually I use the ones that come in like a little like container that I would have to like get a brush and like actually like, you know, apply it to my face. But once I'm done with like my liquid / cream base, I make sure I set it with that hydrating setting spray. And now I'm going in with the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder, and I applied way too much to my nose. And I try to do like light layers, but I think I was like rushing at this time and I had picked up way too much on my brush. But we're gonna make it work. It's gonna look good at the end of the day. But I like to make sure I dip my brush into the powder and I tap off the excess into the cap and then I apply it, because you want the powder to be kind of like universal all around your brush. That way, like when you're applying it, some areas aren't getting like a little product and some areas are getting a whole lot. And I didn't have like a lot of my bigger like foundation like powder brushes like clean, so that's why you see me using this type of brush. It works for what it is. It's just not my favorite brush to go to. And then I'm taking my bronze pot from Made by Mitchell. Y'all know I love this, and the reason why I don't ever see me actually show y'all the container, because I don't know if y'all just peep, but like half of it is broken, and I'm trying to still use it as much as possible until like, you know, it's just like not like, you know, meaningful, or I can't like actually like use it to actually apply the bronzer because it's just too hard because the product keeps getting broken. But anyways, I'm using this Lusty, I believe that's what it is. It's the cheeky blush from JelliWink Cosmetics, and I actually love this blush. I love a pink blush. Like, I'm telling y'all, if I had to choose one like blush color, oh my gosh, to use, I would definitely use like a hot pink, and that is pigmented. Usually it does stain my face, but I mean, like, I don't really care. Like, I'll do it for the look. And I'm taking this blue shadow stick from ColourPop Cosmetics because I want to do a different color like underneath my eyes. I feel like this has been a vibe. I've been doing it a lot lately when I do my looks, and I feel like it just like adds just an extraness to my makeup look, and I wanted it to be sparkly because why not? So I took that same Danessa Murray's like light work palette, and I basically just added the shimmers with a small brush, and now I'm going in with my About Face shadow stick and Kill the Lights. And I just like to use the black on my lash line because I feel like it just blends better and it gives more of like a sultry eye effect. And now I'm taking one of my Made by Mitchell like highlighter duos. I can't remember which one it is. It would definitely be in like the description box down below. But yes, this color, I feel like it just went well with like the makeup, so that's why I chose it. Whenever I do my highlighter, I try to go based on like the colors that I've like used throughout my makeup look. That way it's a little bit more like cohesive. And now I'm setting my face one more time, and I'm adding these Ocean Eyes rhinestones to my brow because I just have to. Like, I love adding rhinestones to my eyebrow slit. It just feels like, you know, routine at this point. And I basically like add like clear lash glue to the slit, and then I apply it by picking it up face front from a like spoolie. And I'm using the liquid lipstick from r.e.m Beauty. I believe this is in the shade Absolutely. One of my favorite like brown lipsticks. I use it almost every time I do like a brown lip combo. It's just like a cute shade, and I feel like it's not too dark and it's not too light for my skin tone. And now I'm using this Jador Cosmetics like pink liquid lipstick just because I felt like the pink vibe was like throughout the look, so might as well do a pink brown lip combo. And then once my lashes, like the glue dries a little bit and it gets a little bit tacky, I'm going to apply them. I like to make sure I put the like mirror underneath my face like at an angle. That way it's easier for me to like apply it because I can see if it's actually on my lash line or not. Now I'm using this drip gloss, or this chocolate chip, it's something like that, but it's from Juvia's Place. This is one of my favorite like brown like lip glosses, and I just outline my lips where I put that brown liquid lipstick. And now I'm going in with the So Glaze lip gloss from Juvia's Place, and I'm just applying that and then just basically like blend it out, you know. And here we are. This is the final look. I hope y'all liked it. Check out my Instagram for pictures, and then check out my TikTok for extra content, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.